Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Hello students, I welcome you to the Chaitanya studio of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad for the lecture series on BBA for the subject of Business Communication Skills. Today, we are going to deal with Block 3 of Business Communication Skills series, Unit 1. Block 3 is related with letter writing and interdepartmental correspondence. In this unit, we will deal with first letter writing and then we are going to discuss about interdepartmental correspondence. Earlier, you have gone through block 1 and block 2. And particularly in block 2, we focused on letter writing. There are various formats of writing business letter. There are various patterns of writing business letter. Basically, business letter is an example of written communication. And you know it very well that business letter is the most economical, effective and handy way of communication about business matters. It is a silent ambassador of any company. This business letter requires certain parameters to make it more precise and effective. Letter should be very brief. Letter should be very concise. There should be clarity of thoughts and ideas in letters. Letter should be drafted correctly from grammatical point of view. There must be coherent, there must be logical arrangement of ideas. Try to follow the KISS theory in letter writing. Keep it short and simple. And whenever you write any business letter, please follow the structure, write heading properly, write date at its place in a correct form, then you go to inside address, then you write subject, salutation, body of the letter, complimentary clause, signature correctly. And on the basis of that, whatever we have studied in earlier blocks, now we actually try to put into practice all those skills to write business letter. So, let us see what are the objectives of this chapter. Right now, I am going to focus up to this level. You can say that discharge and other functions like layoff, secretary correspondence with shareholders and debentures holders, writing styles of various letters, how to write a personal letters, interview letter and appointment, letter for calling for an interview test, order for appointment, what are the show cause notice and all these things. So, let us go ahead with this. So, you will be in a position to understand. What are the different types of letters we are going to study? We are going to study personal letters, interview letters, appointment letters, calling for return test, order of appointment letter, show cause notice, charge sheet, letter of dismissal, secretarial correspondence with shareholder and debenture holders. These are the varieties of the letters, these are the different types of letters which are there in your module for the purpose of study. Let us say, what do you mean by a personal letter? Personal letter is an example of a informal letter. There are two types of letters, formal letter, informal letter, or you can say formal letters and informal letters. When these informal letters are written by you, not by following the structure, pattern, style of a formal letter, where emotions and feelings are more important, where your relationship is more important, where you have some liberty to express yourself more, definitely you are going to write personal letters. Maybe let us say letters congratulating your friends, letters giving some kind of feedback to your friends, asking your parents for some kind of help and support, all these are known as personal letters. Second, interview letters. These interview letters are related with job interview. When you apply for any post, you are shortlisted for a particular interview. And when you are shortlisted for a particular interview, you will be called for an interview where you are going to receive a letter from the authority which is known as interview letter, which covers place of the interview, time of the interview, what documents you carry at the time of interview, certain things are discussed. Appointment letter. Once you clear your interview, if a performance is good, if you get selected, then you are going to get appointment letter. Sometimes some company arrange written test before interview. This sequence is not very important that you have this first and then. Some companies arrange written test. Those who clear written test, they go to the interview. Some companies do not arrange written test. They directly invite candidate for interview. So that is why calling for written test, if you possess the required qualifications, if your qualifications match with the required job, then you will be called for the written test. You have to perform in the written test, and on the basis of markings of that written test, you will be called for the interview. Order of appointment letter. You are going to get order then, sometime on the basis of written test only. Show cause notice. Once you start working in an organization, you are going to work for their organization with lot of commitment, with lot of sincerity. But sometimes it happens that employee makes some mistakes. These mistakes could be anything, maybe related with not showing punctuality in timings, not following rules and regulations of the organization unknowingly. Sometimes you are involved in any kind of irregularities from office perspective, then you are going to get show cause notice. That means notice will be given to you that you have to show the cause of these things. Charge sheet. When show cause notice is given, then you are supposed to justify your case, that what actually happened in this matter and you try to defend your situation by putting forward those kind of documents and arguments that really help you in getting some kind of relief from any actions by the authority. But if you do not do this, then remember, charge sheet will be given to you, and charge sheet means certain legal notice to you that now you are found responsible, you are found guilty for this matter, so actions will be taken against you. And what is that action? That is mentioned in letter of dismissal. That means because of your certain irregularities, because of your certain misbehavior, misappropriation of funds, now company has decided to dismiss you, to remove you from your job, to terminate you from job, and that is why they write a letter of dismissal that from this date onwards you have been dismissed. That means you are no more the employee of this company. And once you are terminated, then immediately your company will write discharge and other functions letters, that you are discharged from performing this kind of duties. From this day onwards, you cannot work as an employee of this organization. All the dues with the company, all the dues of yours with the company will be settled and you will be discharged. Secretarial correspondence with shareholders and debenture. These are up to this personal letter. Then there are letter writing technique required. They all fall under the category of, remember, interdepartmental communication. This is secretarial correspondence with shareholders. As a secretary, you must develop the art of knowing laws, following company acts, taking actions and communicating information or any decision to all the stakeholders of your organization, but important stakeholder of that organization is shareholder, so you have to communicate a lot with shareholders. Let us see a one simple letter so you can understand format of a call letter. Call letter, that means somebody is inviting you for interview, somebody is inviting you for job related issues. First, we are going to write the date, then name, company and address. These things, then you are writing a letter to Mr. Ramesh Chauhan. This is the person who is receiving your letter. What is his address? Name of any company if he is working. If he is not working, not the name of the company is required. Then address 14 Bajaj Chamber, SG Highway, Ahmedabad, pin code of Ahmedabad, the area where Mr. Ramesh Chauhan has been staying. Dear Ramesh Chauhan, this is called salutation and there must be comma after the salutation. So, dear Ramesh Chauhan, we have started the letter. Thank you for your recent application for employment with name of the company, that you have applied for a particular post in this company. An interview has been scheduled for you on day, date and time. You have to mention the day of the interview, date of the interview and the time of interview with name of person conducting interview, job title, the status of that person, that Mr. So and so, assistant manager of our company will conduct your interview. The office is located where the to be employee or the prospective employee has to go for the interview. So, the place is mentioned here, that is called located described. As I told you earlier, sometimes some companies conduct a written test before an interview. So, here a specifically mention is there. A test will be administered, conducted to you immediately following your interview, which will take approximately 1 hour. Now, this company has different kind of HR policy. First, they conduct interview, then they conduct written test. Remember, the whole procedure of recruiting any employee largely depends on the HR policy of the organization. And this HR policy differs from one organization to another organization. One company may call somebody directly for the interview for selecting a person. Company B could arrange a written test, and the people who clear this written test will be called for the interview. And company C might have that kind of HR policy where first they conduct interview and then those who are there for the interview all are asked to appear in written test to assess other qualities of the candidates. Certain qualities of the candidates are evaluated in interview, but certain qualities of the candidate are evaluated through written test. So, you can get the employee of your choice as per your requirement. If you are unable to keep this appointment or if you have any questions, please call us at phone number is given, that if you have any query, if you have any issue regarding this, then you can contact. And as you know, very sincerely yours, it is followed by comma, your name, the name of the person who has drafted, who has written this letter, or who is entitled to write this letter. This letter could have been typed by any person, but when you put the signature, that means you are entitled to send this letter, you have the authority to send this letter, and you are responsible for this letter. So, your signature is here. So, this is one example of call letter. Let us see different types of interdepartmental letters. Interdepartmental letters means letters which are written within the departments. They are not written outside the organization. Organization works on the basis of rules and regulations made by the HR department, by any organization to run the company smoothly, to function the different departments in a streamlined way. So, they all are known as interdepartmental communication. Certain examples of interdepartmental communication are interoffice memo, office circulars, office orders, office notes, communication with regional and branch offices, and report writing. Interoffice memo. Memo is an abbreviation of memorandum. When any official information is to be circulated to an individual person for taking some action quickly, internal memo is used. Every letter has its own structure, and you are supposed to know this structure from your module. Your module covers everything in detail. The talks made by me are supplementing to understand the concept of all the chapters. Office circulars, letters which are having common message for n number of employee, for n number of people, where receiver is important, but message is more important. That means a common message is to be circulated. Third, office orders. Certain instructions, they are known as office orders, that from tomorrow office timings will be from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock, from 10:30 to 6 o'clock. All employees are supposed to follow this instruction, or maybe all employees are instructed to wear company uniform without fail from tomorrow. Otherwise, conditions, some punishable actions will be taken, that is found in office orders. Office notes, whatever things, whatever events are happening in organization are to be noted down somewhere. Maybe some important discussion of the meeting, maybe some important crucial points of any conference, seminar, workshop, of any visit also. You jot down the points that yes, this happened, 20 employees remained present, 30 participated in, 10 did in this way. These were the points which were discussed in the meeting. The conclusion made in this conference was like this. So, whatever things you feel important, you are going to jot down somewhere. So, they are known as office notes. They turned out to be a very good record which can be referred by you later on, as and when a major decision is to be taken by you on the basis of those points. Communication with regional and branch offices. You know, one company might have branches all over the world, all over India, all over Gujarat. It depends on the span of that organization. Take any company, it might have its main branch in Mumbai and its various branches could be in Kolkata, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, etc. Same way, main branch could be in Gujarat. If the span of that organization is up to Gujarat, then main branch could be in Ahmedabad and other branches could be at Bhavnagar, Jamnagar, Rajkot, Surat and Mehsana. Now, these branches are to be connected throughout the year for each and every development of the organization. All branches are to be in close connection with the main branch. Certain decisions are taken at main branch. These decisions are to be communicated to other branches also, so company run in a streamlined manner. It is very important that all over the world, all over the area span of your organization, wherever your company has been working, must run in a streamlined manner. It is your identity. So, whatever decisions you take should reach to all the branches connected with your organization. And for that, this interdepartmental communication in general and communication with regional branch offices are more important. So, please take care. And there is another concept called report writing. It is very important that you develop the art of writing reports. In the next lecture, in the same block, I am going to talk about report writing in detail. It is a very important unit along with other points of this unit. So, we are going to study report writing altogether separately. That means we are going to pay lot of attention to it. Let us take one example of interdepartmental letter, which is known as sample of office order. It is an office order. Now you know it very well. Now this is called reference line. Understand? This is a particular style of any organization for reference. Office order, this is the title of this letter. In partial modification of this office order number IPA/GAD/E9/299 dated 26/2019, it is informed that Shri A. Janardhan Rao, in his capacity as Managing Director, is again appointed as Appellate Authority in Indian Ports Association, New Delhi. Very short, very brief, but it communicates everything. Office letters, circulars, orders are like this, that this is this and this is this. It happened and you are supposed to follow. Then there is a signature of this person, and this type of letter is to be sent to all the concerned authorities, which is known as CC2. That means this letter is sent to the Secretary of Shipping, Ministry of Shipping, the Chairman of IPA, the Chairman All Major Ports Trust, the CMD EPL, the CMD SCL, the Vice Chancellor IMU, Director IIPM, and the MD IPA for information. Because this many people, this many authorities, this many organizations are connected with that person, as he has been appointed with the appellate authority of a particular organization. So other organizations are to be informed about this appointment. So students, today we deal with different types of letters in general and interdepartmental communication in particular. Letters are to be drafted in a specific form by following the policy of a particular organization's HR department. HR department has its own way of working. They decide their writing pattern of business letters, interdepartmental letters. In interdepartmental letters, all letters are to be drafted with lot of care, lot of sincerity. Any letter, I am going to say, is to be drafted with lot of care and sincerity. So study all the letters or sample letters which are given in your module. Try to distinguish between the writing style of a one letter to another letter. Try to remember it, analyze it, and then acquire mastery over it. So read all the letters from your module, practice some of them at home, and if opportunity is there, write this type of letters to your friends also. So you get lot of practice and confidence. Thank you, students.